going to talk now about a play that's we've had a lot of success with when we've played teams that play a true cover 2 and have tried to put 5 in the box. Obviously, in the perfect world, we'd like to be able to line up and run the ball there, but sometimes that doesn't happen, or sometimes the game situation dictates that we need to throw the football. So one thing that we've gone to is tail seam, and this is really a press box call also. So when we call it, we feel real good about it. Obviously, if we called it and they jumped into a defense where they had a free safety in the middle of the field, then we would be forced to check out of it. But against this coverage, if we call tail seam, he's going to attack that B gap or path of least resistance, run to daylight, and he's just running straight down the seam and splitting those safeties. Everybody else is going to run smash. Okay, this is just what we do. We want him to get a little bit wider than normal on his alignment, okay, to encourage his safety to also get a little bit wider than normal. He's just going to run his old outside hitch right there and hold that corner. And he's going to run the same thing over here, and he's attacking out, and he's going to run the smash route right there. And we're just looking to get that tailback free down the seam. The biggest thing he's got to do is avoid the mic and get his head and eyes back and catch that football. But that's been a good play for us, and it's a real good way to attack cover 2 when they do that. The downfall is this. You know, if they want to bring somebody off the edge late, then that's the quarterback's guy, and we're going to have a hard time getting that off. And you're just going to tell that quarterback, you know, don't make a play that's going to get us killed. Just throw it away, and we'll live to play another day. One other way we like to get to tail seam if we're playing somebody, and it doesn't really matter if we're playing somebody, we work on this all the time in case we get it in the game, because it creates a great opportunity for a mismatch and a chance to score a touchdown. And we all know you don't get that many of those chances during the game where you can really get somebody by alignment. But a lot of people will jump in zero and try and load the box up there, and if we see that, we will just check to tail seam. And I think that you need to have the freedom within whatever offense it is that you run to be able to signal virtually anything that you want into the game. And again, we call most of our plays and get out of the huddle before the 25-second clock starts. So if we were to get to the line and we had a play called here that maybe we liked, maybe we wouldn't check out of it. If we had something called here that maybe wasn't as good, we'd check, 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 and we would either move the tailback over here, or we would shift him over here. Okay, and the way that we would signal that, move would be with one hand, and the quarterback would be looking, he'd tell him move, go. Shift would be with 2. They know if we go shift with 2, the tailback's going to the left. The rules for these guys don't change. If you remember, we just talked about attacking cover 2 with a tail seam. Everybody's got smash route. So if we check, 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 okay, 50, tail, seam, everybody knows now, okay, I got smash, just like I always do anytime we call tail seam. There's no confusion. So they got the smash. The tailback now is going to be matched up one-on-one with a linebacker. Okay? One coaching point, if, you know, they're playing with 5 DBs and they roll one of those DBs up in the box as the 7th guy, make sure you put the tailback on the other side. That's one thing that I think would be advantageous for you. Try and get him matched up on a linebacker. He just got to make him miss to get to the middle of the field. Quarterback's got to be aware of now that he's not max protect. Again, they can bring one more from that side. But it's a great way to get your tailback matched up on a linebacker if somebody does that to you. And it really discourages people from just jumping in and having 7 in the box, thinking they're going to outnumber you all the time.